What's going on, guys? Welcome to another CBD flower review. Today we're going to be looking at the Amnesia strain from weedsy.com. So as we always do, we're going to start off this flower review by opening this bag and telling you what this flower smells like in the bag. And I've got to be honest, I don't actually get much smell in the bag. I'm getting a little bit of a woody smell, a little bit of like a floral smell, maybe a little bit of sweetness in there. But when it comes to the bag, there's really not much smell to this at all. So looking at this flower up close, you would actually think, and I think, this flower looks amazing. As you can see, it's nice and tight. The trim job looks great. The trichome coverage is actually probably some of the best I've seen. This flower looks absolutely coated in trichomes. It's just a shame that those trichomes are nice and sticky, because as we pop this flower open, the inside looks just as good, if not better, than the outside. Looking at the close-ups, I was actually very, very impressed with this flower. But let me talk about what this flower's like in a session before we start saying anything. And now that the smell test is done, let's grind up a little bit of this flower and tell you guys what this stuff smells like in the grinder. And again, similar to the bag, I'm not getting a huge terpene hit when I grind this up. I'm getting a few smells though. I'm getting definitely a haze smell to this one. And that floral note is sticking around, still a little woody in the grinder. Smells okay, but really when it comes to the terpenes, when I'm smelling it in the bag and in the grinder, I'm not really smelling too much. And now let's get to the sticky test, and I'm gonna say there's really no stick to this flower. This flower is actually pretty dry. So now that the sticky test is done, we've got a bowl of this Amnesia loaded up in the Dynavap. We're going to put the cap back on and let's take a couple of hits. So as always, we're starting at the top of the cap, trying to get as many terpenes as possible on this first hit. No real vapor there, but obviously you're not going to be expecting too much vapor on the terpene hit. There was a little flavour there, but I think because of how dry this flower is, it really doesn't have any stick at all. I feel like this flower struggles when it comes to smells and tastes, because it's normally that moisture in the flower that brings those flavours. And because this flower is dried out, I do feel as though a lot of those terpenes have kind of disappeared with that dryness coming in. Now let's go for the middle of the cap. Gonna try and pick up some vapor with this second hit. Definitely got a nice cloudy hit there on that second hit, and I was only in the middle of the cap on the Dynavap. Got a nice hit. I can actually feel that hit me actually. Flavour wasn't too great there. Those slight flavours I felt in that first hit have definitely moved on, getting more of a woody, earthy taste in that second hit. And that is what the oven is like after 2 hits in the Dynavap. And this is another reason why I'm not really a big fan of flower that is dry, because that moisture doesn't only carry the flavours and the smells, but it also keeps your bowl alive. The stickier the flower is, the longer it's gonna last, because it's got a lot more moisture, which is vapor. So I feel as though because of the dryness of this flower, I haven't really been getting many hits out of it. And I think I might be pushing my luck with this third hit. We're at the bottom of the cap. I'm a bit worried that I may get close to combusting in the Dynavap with this third hit, because that bowl pretty much looked done beforehand. Okay, it survived. I definitely didn't combust, but I'm definitely on those earthy terps now, or those no terps at all. This flower is just straight earth, straight earthiness, straight earth. Yeah, there's no flavour left in this flower. And now that the Dynavap is done, well, very done, we're gonna put our cap on the Mighty, and let's go up to 180. There we go. We're up to 180, and I'm gonna hit this straight away. Let's see what terps we can pull out of this Amnesia in the Mighty. Okay, not strong tasting, but there was a nice little terpene hit there. Definitely tasted the haze, and this is one thing I want to bring up because the packaging says it's Amnesia, and then if you go on the Weedsy.com website, they say that it's Amnesia Haze. I'm definitely tasting haze, so I guess I should probably run with what the website is saying and call this Amnesia Haze. And if we're doing that, yeah, this has definitely got a nice little hazy, terpy. I can't talk today. Getting some nice clouds off this at 180. And one thing I'm gonna say, the thing that happens when you have flour that's got a lot of moisture in it and is really sticky, the one issue that I normally see is that it can be a little harsh, it can tickle the back of your throat. There's definitely been times where flour has been super sticky and it's been a bit rough. I guess one of the positives of flour that's a lot more on the drier side is it is super smooth to vape. Yeah, because of that dryness on this flour, I don't really feel I'm getting many big hits. I think I took maybe 4 or 5 hits at 180 then, and we're already moving up to 210 to see if we can get any good vapor clouds out of this. There we go, 210. Come on, give us some clouds. Yeah, even at 210, I'm struggling to get any sort of big clouds from this flour. I gotta say that the vapor is really smooth, but I really do wish that I could get some bigger clouds out of this, especially at 210. Yeah, I think that's maybe 3 hits at 210, and it already feels like I'm nearing the end of this oven. Yeah. There's really not much coming out of that flour at pretty much any stage of the Mighty. I'm going to be honest here, at 180 the clouds weren't really that great. The flavour was okay for the first hit, but at 210 I really don't feel like I get much out of this flour. So I'm going to be honest with you and say this flour for me isn't too great when it comes to the vaporizers. The vaporizers do really well with super sticky flour that's really, really good tasting, because the main reason people use vaporizers is for the flavour. And I feel as though this flour just really doesn't give that very well. So now what I've got to do is move over to some combustion. We have packed a pretty healthy bowl here. So let's see what this is like through combustion. Let's see if we can get some big clouds here. Oh yeah, legalized broccoli. That hit nearly got me, but that wasn't a bad hit through combustion, and because of that, I've loaded another bowl of this Amnesia Haze, and let's do some more combustion. Wow, this flour nearly got me twice. I gotta be honest, That got the eyes watering. That got my sinuses running. Yeah, those are some nice hits actually. So guys, the session is done. What do I think about the Amnesia Haze from Weedsy.com? We're going to start off with the looks, and I've got to be honest, they look great. The looks are really good for this flower. The flower is tight and compact. The trichome coverage looks great. If you look at the close-ups again, you would say, before actually hearing anything else I have to say, that this flower looks amazing. But I'm not going to lie, I was a bit let down by the dryness of this flower. Even just a little bit of stick I would have enjoyed. But this flower looks like it's going to be sticky, but it's not. But I'm not quite sure on how I'm supposed to judge the looks of this, because if you were to look at the close-ups, you would say that this flower looks amazing. But I feel as though flower does have to have that sticky look to it as well. I'm going to give the looks for this an 8. And now let's get to the smell. And I'm not going to lie, I wasn't too impressed with the smell of this flower. There just wasn't really much of it there. And like I said earlier, I feel as though the dryness of this flower really did affect the smell and the taste of this flower. But I feel as though the smell really did take a big hit, because I didn't really smell it too much when it came to the bag, and I didn't really smell it a huge amount when it come to the grinder. The terpenes did come out a little more in the grinder, definitely got more of a haze smell in the grinder, but it wasn't anything too strong. I'm going to give the smell for this a 3. And now let's get to the taste, and it kind of follows the same line as the smell. Unfortunately, I don't really feel there was much of a terpene hit from this. The vapor was smooth, which made it really easy for me to have sessions with this flower, but I just don't really feel as though there was much taste to this flower at all. Definitely got that haze in the first hit, but I expect those terpene hits to be those ones that present as much flavour as possible. And even with the terpene hits, I don't really feel as though there was that much flavour there. And also, this didn't really last too long in the vaporizers. It seemed like I got at least 1 hit, maybe even 2 hits less than other flower that I've tried. In the Dynavap, I was even struggling to get that 3rd hit. And in the Mighty, I didn't really feel as though it produced much at 180 or 210. So I'm going to give the taste for this a 3. Do I think this is a day or a nighttime strain? I would probably say you could use this all through the day, but I would probably say that this is best suited more towards the evening. And now let's talk about the effects, because I do like the effects of this flower. It's not super heavy hitting, but I'm sure you can see that the flower has hit me. I can feel it in my eyes are a little tired. I can feel it at the back of my head actually. I'm getting like pins and needles or like a nice head buzz all on the back of my head, which is something I haven't actually experienced before. Just getting a nice face buzz. I can feel my face is getting quite warm as well after using this flower. I feel calm, I feel relaxed. I feel like one way to explain the last few sessions I've had with this flower, and one thing that I've noticed, is that I'm daydreaming a lot more using this flower. So I'll have a session with it and I find myself just staring into space and not really thinking about anything. It just completely chills me out to the point where I just can't even be bothered like paying attention to stuff. I feel like the effects with this strain is one of those ones where you could get lost in your phone for an hour, sit there and watch a film, sit and game and just lose time, which isn't actually bad. If you just want to kind of disconnect and relax and chill, this would probably be a nice strain to use. The pain relief on this one was okay, on a scale of 0 being no pain relief, 10 being complete pain relief. I feel as though this probably sits at about a 7. I've had a tight chest, tight shoulder, I say this in every video. It never seems to want to go away, this pain. It hasn't completely got rid of it, but it's done a good job. I actually have a bad wrist at the minute, and that's been causing me some pain, and this has got rid of that wrist pain, so the pain relief is good. I just wouldn't put it up there as like a 9 or a 10. And overall, guys, I think this is more of a smoking strain. I didn't really enjoy this one in the vaporizer. I feel as though the dryness of this flower really affected this review. The flavour, the smell, I just kind of didn't really get it with this flower. But I did like the effects of this one. The chilled out, relaxed, calm effects. I'm getting a nice head buzz, I can feel it in my eyes. I just feel really chilled out actually, but not indica chilled out. I feel chilled out, but still a little bit switched on. I'm not completely wiped out. I could be chilled and still do stuff. And that is my review of the Amnesia Haze from Weedsy. If you guys enjoyed the video, remember to leave a thumbs up, put some comments in the comment section, check my Twitch streaming channel in the description, hit that subscribe button, and I'll speak to you guys later.